We're going to be looking at a problem from Chapter 2, Section 1. This is problem number 14, and what you see on the screen here is the problem, and this has three parts. In part A, we have for the function f of x equals 32 plus 1.6x, we want to find the solution of the equation f of x equals 0. Now to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to get my pointer set up to be a felt tip pen, and we need to get a color for the pointer, and let's just make it, let's say, a dark blue here. Okay? Now, with the pointer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to write on the pad here. And if we're going to take this function and set it equal to 0, what we're going to have then is we're going to have 32 plus the 1.6x, and we want to set this equal to 0. To solve this one, we can subtract 32 from both sides. And so if I have negative, if I subtract 32 from the left side, and over here from the right side, if I subtract 32, we are going to get a new equation. And this new equation, if you can read my writing, is going to be 1.6x is equal to a negative 32. And then finally, to solve this, we are going to divide both sides by 1.6. So I'm dividing by 1.6 on this side and dividing by 1.6 on this side. We'll get our solution x equals. And at this point, we can use our calculator. So if I turn the calculator on, and I don't think, oh, here we go. I'm going to turn the calculator on. Let me clear what's on this screen. I'm going to have negative 32 divided by 1.6. And some of you maybe knew what this was before I did this computation. But my answer here is going to be the negative 20. And so this is the solution for part A. X is equal to negative 20. For the next part of this problem, we want to find the x-intercept of the graph. And so going back to the calculator, let's hit the y equals menu and look at a graph of this particular function. We will put in the function then 32. I put in one too many here. I have 32 plus 1.6, and we have x. Now, for our window on this, we could use the standard window, but I don't think that's going to show us what we want. If we just go to the standard window here, number 6, that's the Z standard, and if we look at the graph, we don't see anything because of the 32 here and so forth. We're not seeing what we need. And so what we can do is we can try a zoom, and if I zoom, and I want to zoom out, so that'll be number 3. And on here, what we can do is choose where to zoom from. And I'm going to move it to the left a little bit here. So I'm going to move my zoom to the left here. And oh, that should be good enough. All right, let's hit enter. And now we finally see the graph here. And notice on this particular graph, we want to find where the x-intercept is. The x-intercept, we can sort of do this by looking at a trace to get an idea of it. But let's hit trace here, and if I back it up, I can get approximately where the x-intercept is going to be. And this is getting close. Notice that here my y value is a positive 0.34. If I move it one more, it's going to be a negative. Okay, so it's really close to this number here. But on our calculator, we have a built-in function. So I'm going to go inside of here and do second function, calculate. And if I use the 0 function, this here is going to find the 0 for me. If I use the left bound, I need to be to the left of where this crosses, and so I'm going to be to the left here, hit enter. Now it asks me to be to the right, so I'm going to go to the right of where the intercept is. And apparently I made a mistake because I must have touched the screen or the calculator twice. And so I need to just get out of here and try it again. And I'm going to go back to the graph. I'm going to go back to calc. And I'm going to do number 2 for the 0. And the left bound I'm going to move to the left. To get to the left of my position, I'm going to hit enter. Then it asks for a right bound, and so I'm moving over here to the right. I'm to the right of the intercept, and I hit enter. And then finally, we can go close to it, hit enter, and you will see here on the screen, near my cursor here, we have x equals -20. And so once again, we're going to have that the x-intercept, we're going to have that the x value is equal to -20. In previous classes, you may have seen that they always give the x-intercept as an ordered pair. So if I do it as an ordered pair, I'd have the ordered pair -20, 0. Okay? So in many textbooks, this is the format they want for the x-intercept. They want the ordered pair -20, 0. But our textbook just asks for the x-coordinate of the x-intercept, and that's going to be -20. And looking at this, if you're working inside of Course Compass, the answer for this would be -20. This completes Part B. Part C, we ask for the 0 of the function. Well, the 0 of the function is going to be the same thing as if we have what value, and then the definition of this, if I can get my cursor going, it's going to be the value of A, where the function is equal to 0. In other words, once again, I'm going to take in here, I'm going to have 32 plus, I'll take 1.6 times the A, that's what f of A is, set that equal to 0. Once again, solving this, it's just like we did earlier, so we'll have 1.6A is equal to a -32. And this in turn, we're going to have A is equal to, as before, -20. So what we have seen in this problem is the relationship between the equation of the solution to the equation f of x equals 0, the x-intercept, and the 0 of the function. They are all going to be one and the same number, or numbers in cases where you have more than one solution. This then completes this problem number 14.